Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video I want to share with you my story on how did I got here to Europe and to Sweden. First of all, I am from Mexico City. I was born and raised there until I was 15 years old. Then my family and I moved to another city named Querétaro. It's like 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours from Mexico City, so it's in the center. So I was there studying, and then when I was in university, then I started to think about, I got this idea that it would be cool if I would just go abroad. I didn't want to go abroad as a student because my parents didn't have the money to send me to school abroad and then pay for food, accommodation and anything. And I didn't have the best grades, to get a scholarship. So that was kind of, disappointing. But then I didn't want to give up. So I started to search other options like being au pair. But I didn't apply to any of the au pair positions because I didn't have experience with kids. I didn't feel confident enough to apply and to tell someone else okay, I will be taking care of your kids, because I never had, small kids around me. So it was a little bit hard for that side. Then in my late years of university, in almost my last years of university, I was working half-time and studying half-time. And in one of my jobs, I met a manager, and he recommended me this association that they will help you, or they will give you the tools to find an internship, paid internship abroad, or social service abroad, helping the community, but those were without paying. You could get food and things, but not money per se. So then I was very excited because it was an opportunity for me. I didn't want to just go abroad in vacation, a few weeks. I wanted to live in another country. I wanted to experience another culture. I wanted to, I didn't know what else I wanted to, but I just wanted to be long term, at least a few months. So then I contacted this association, and then it was very cool, all the culture and all the events that they were doing. So I decided okay, I will apply, and then they accepted me in there. But then I didn't feel confident enough again to go abroad because I felt like my English wasn't as good, at least to have a conversation. I was very, very shy to speak in English. So I decided okay, I will wait, I will work within the organization. It was a voluntary thing. I will stay with them, work with them a little bit. And then when I feel confident enough, when I feel like my English is getting better, then I can start looking for a job. And that's what I did. I spent 3 years within the organization, but then later I finished university and I was working full-time job. So I didn't have the time to be in the organization as much as I could before. So it felt a little bit okay, or will I just, leave the organization for good and focus 100% on my work, my job, or should I start applying to go abroad? It was a tough decision because I didn't felt confident still. I didn't felt like I was ready yet. So, but then I was okay, if you still have this idea of going abroad, then just try to search for something. Even what if nobody calls you? What if nobody wants to offer me a job? But at least I try. So then I decided okay, I will try. So then I started to apply. I applied to many, many companies. Some of them replied, some of them didn't reply, like a regular job search situation. I got some interviews. I got some really bad interviews and some, so-so interviews. But nothing happened. Nothing was happening. Nobody was calling me. Nobody was offering me a job, but well, like a internship. So I was a little bit disappointed and I was getting a little bit sad because it was like almost for 1 year that I was applying. So then I was deciding like, okay, I will stop. I will, I will not go abroad. At least that I tried. So then I will just focus on my job. And then I will stop thinking about it because now I tried and it didn't happen. And that's what I was doing. But then a couple of months after I, stopped actively looking for a job, I got an email from a recruiter in Budapest, in Hungary. They said like, okay, we saw your CV in the database and we are interested. We want to offer you, like a position as a accounts receivable in Hungary. So if you would like, then we would like to have a call with you. And I was so surprised because I don't have an accounting experience, work experience. I had some classes in university, but I didn't have accounting. I never worked in accounting. I never worked in accounts receivable, accounts payable, nothing. But then I decided like, okay, let's have a call and we'll see. And then in the call, and then I said like, okay, I don't have working experience, but I had some classes in the university and la la la. And I said like, okay, let's book another interview. And then in the next interview, it was more technical. So they said, it will be more technical. So you will have to be prepared and things like that. So I studied before. I was studying like the basics of accounting just to refresh my memory and to get some knowledge. And then they liked me. And then I had another interview with the manager and one of the team leaders. And it went very good. They were very nice. Also technical questions, but like very basic ones. I think they were more interested in what I wanted to learn, like in my attitude, than in my background, like work experience. It was fine. They offered me the position for 1 year, internship, paid internship. So then I decided like, okay, this is my chance. I quit my job in Mexico. I moved to Hungary. And my plan was like, okay, this internship is for 1 year. I will do this for 1 year. And then after I go back to Mexico after a year, everybody will want to offer me a job because I have a broad experience and my English will be super good. And, I will be like, everybody will want to give me a job. I will not have a problem with that. And they will want to pay me a lot. So that was the plan. But after the first year in the internship, with an intern salary, it's not that high. It's enough to cover your expenses, but not super high. So I couldn't travel that much. So after 1 year, the company decided to offer me a full-time position with a higher salary. Not so much, but a higher salary. So then I was thinking like, okay, this is good. So I can stay 1 more year and then travel where I couldn't go before with my intern salary. And then I will go back to Mexico and then everybody will la la la. So I was just like, okay, I will do that. And then after the second year, I was traveling, having fun. After the second year, I met who is my now husband. We were working together in the same company and then we started dating and then we started living together. And then I didn't move back to Mexico. Then I stayed in Budapest for like almost 4 years. Then talking with my now husband, we decided like, okay, let's move to another country. But as a Mexican, it's not as easy to move around in Europe because I don't have a European passport. I mean, maybe not only for Mexicans, but I don't have a European passport. So it's a little bit hard to just move around. I will have to find a job or like get an offer at least, or so it was a little bit hard decision, like where to move. When we were talking, we decided like, okay, maybe we want to have a family in the future, so why not we move to Sweden? My husband, he is Swedish. So he said, like, you know, Sweden is a very good country to have kids and family. So maybe later in the future we can start a family. So maybe we can move there, start moving there, find a job, get, you know, settled down, and then we can start, you know, with the family plans. And that's what we did. So move forward 7 years, I'm still here with my husband, with my son, and I just wanted to share with you that it's hard sometimes to go over, you know, your comfort zone. But I think if you have the idea of going abroad, or if you have any idea and you don't feel ready, you know, I waited 3 years until I felt ready to start applying even. And I regret a little bit, because with time, you know, now when you're in the place, you start to loosen up a little bit, and the English start to, you know, come, even if it's bad pronunciation, but you start to communicate, you learn to communicate. So my advice is just like, just do it. Even if you're afraid, just do it. If you wait, don't wait too long, because sometimes certain things have limits. For example, this association, the limit was 30 years. So I had until 30 years. When I was applying for au pair, I think it was 25. I'm not sure how much is now. It was 25 years. And then my 25 years were over. And I'm like, okay, and I didn't apply for that. So then I need to find something else. Just do it. Just apply. You will see, even if it's for a week, a few months, or years, if you go abroad, you will find like it's very, I don't know, it's very fun. It's like an amazing experience. You meet a lot of people, a lot of food, different places, different culture. Just go for it. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. If you have any specific questions, then just let me know in the comments and I will reply. I know I was a little bit vague in this video, but I didn't know if you will be, you know, interested in some parts or in other ones. So just let me know in the comments, and then I can make another video about it. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Bye.